Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com here in the Built with Chocolate Milk Coaches Lounge, THSCA Coaching School and Convention, with the man who may have come the farthest way to get here, is the head coach of the El Paso Americas Trailblazers, Coach Patrick Melton. I'm going to say that again. We are in Houston, and he is from El Paso, and you drove.
We drove one road the whole way.
That's true. I guess you just hop on 10, and it's just like, all right, like
I-10.
The GPS is real easy. It's like get on the merge on the I-10, stay on this for umpteen million miles.
So I'm from here, and when I interviewed out there, I almost didn't go for the interview because I was like, am I really going to drive 20 hours for a 20-minute interview? Because it's 20 hours there and back, and in the last minute I decided to do it.
So now, but here's the thing: you've been out in El Paso. I know this is the 11th year of head coach?
It'll be my 11th year.
This will be your 11th year. So you've basically been there what we could fundamentally call your entire career. You know what I mean?
Half my career.
Yeah, half your career. I mean, have you just grown to become an El Paso guy? Do you consider yourself now an El Paso guy?
I do consider myself an El Paso guy. When I'm out of town, I say I'm ready to go home. Even though I was coming to Houston, I didn't feel like this was home anymore. So I haven't changed my phone number yet. I still got my 832 area code. But, yeah, so right now they were giving me tacos, and they asked me if I wanted some cheddar cheese on it, and I was like – who puts cheddar cheese on a taco?
You guys are – this is disrespectful.
It was disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. Okay, so let's talk a little Trailblazers football. Last year, make the playoffs.
Yep.
Probably not up to the standard that you guys are hoping for to break through out there and be the team out there in El Paso. I'm interested kind of in how you would sum up what you guys were able to accomplish in 2019.
So last year we weren't supposed to make the playoffs. We were really young. I think we surprised a lot of people. We had some young, good players. This year, we're returning 17 starters.
And you can make an argument, not to interrupt you, but you can make an argument you're still young.
We are still young, because a lot of those guys, all of our stat leaders were sophomores last year. So, we're hoping to do some good things in the next 2 years. As anybody, you got to stay healthy and stuff like that and keep the kids humble, and we stay humble. But God willing, we're gonna make it happen.
How do you feel like, you've been there a decade now. How do you feel like you've seen this program change in the time that you've been there?
So one of the questions I was asked when I was interviewed was, what is your goal for the program? Most everybody will say, I want to win a state, I want to make the playoffs, I want to do this and that. When I answered that question, I told them, I said, my goal for the program is that I want the expectation to be that we're going to win, not that we hope to win, not that we want to win. Year in and year out, I want to feel the pressure of the community expecting us to win, and that's the expectation now. So that pressure keeps us sharp.
Well, we talked about before this, spoiler alert, we were talking about how we predicted your district. We have you guys second behind Franklin?
Yes.
Franklin won? And you were like, I love it. That's exactly where you want to be.
It's exactly where we want to be. Franklin should have been picked one. They return a lot of guys, too. They won the district last year. Coach Walker is probably one of the best coaches in West Texas. So, that's a good place for us to be. It gives our kids something to shoot for, and, we got to put something up on the board to get them to act right.
See, but here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, and why maybe I would disagree, and if I could go back and do it, I might consider flipping it. It seems like you got the dude, okay? Now, if you don't know who we're talking about, so there's a lot of ink that has been spilled, right, about the running back. I'm now blanking on him. Who went to UTEP?
Josh.
Yeah, Josh Fields. Unbelievable player. And it seems like every year out in El Paso, there's a guy that everyone kind of starts talking about.
Yeah.
And it seems to me, and maybe I'm just projecting forward, it seems to me maybe you have the guy in Aaron Dumas. This guy is unbelievable if you've ever watched his film. I'm interested from your perspective, when you see him every day in practice, what is it about him that makes him special?
Man, it's his work ethic, how humble he is, his family. His family gets it. He's a team-first guy. He's not a guy that I ever have to worry about asking him to do what he wants to do. He's a leader. He'll get people going. And just real talk, the kid is just a hard player. Like, he plays so hard. And I have to hold him back in practice, not so he doesn't get hurt, but so he doesn't hurt our players.
Right.
One day when he was a freshman, he was like, Coach, can I come scrimmage with y'all? I said, yeah, you can come run some scout team. And we had an all-district safety, 6'3" kid, went and played in college, came downhill, hit him in the hole, and Isaac knocked him down. But as soon as he did it, he held his head. And I said, did it hurt? He's like, because he hits hard. And that was when he was a freshman. Isaac was a senior.
Yeah.
So he's just a good player, and we've been blessed to have some good guys.
Yeah, it's we're really excited about your squad this year, and really excited. It seems to me, and this is one thing that I'm always interested in talking with coaches in El Paso. I feel like, not that it was ever bad, but I feel like that the level of coaching out there in El Paso, it just gets better and better. And right now, you go out there, and it feels to me that like the depth of coaching out there, like from top to bottom, is just really strong. And it seems like every week, put the players aside out for a moment, every week you have a huge challenge against what's a really good and talented coach.
Yes.
And you've got to go out there and try to out-scheme a guy who knows his way around football.
Yes, and so that's kind of what's happening. When I got out there, I guess I was the young guy. So now I'm the old guy.
You're the vet.
Yeah, and a lot of the new guys that are coming in with a lot of energy, a lot of ideas, and they're really creating a bunch of hype with their programs, with social media and things like that. And it's really changed the horizon or the just the whole everything about El Paso. It's a lot better coaching out there. Guys are doing a lot of things. Guys are putting up a lot of numbers, and us old guys now, I'm the old guy, is having to keep up.
It's going to be fun. We're excited about the Trailblazers. One last thing to do with Patrick Melton, the head coach, El Paso Americas, is the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions.
There we go. What we got?
Give this thing a spin. We'll find out what we got. It's Patrick Melton, DickSportingGoods.com. All right. Ooh. You've coached 10 years. I'm going to guess you've probably coached about 110 games or so. That sound about right? You probably won between 60 and 70 of those?
Yep.
Which one's your favorite? What's your favorite win?
So Dairy Queen came out and we were their game of the week one time, and we're playing Eastwood. And those guys are good, and they put up a lot of numbers. And we had a second half comeback to win the game. Defense pitched a shutout. We scored a bunch of points in the second half and won the game. And that probably was the biggest win for us because of how they jumped out on us. It was between that and maybe my first win ever as a head coach. My first win, we're going to play New Mexico State, reigning New Mexico State champions, and we had to kick a 47-yard field goal to win the game, and we did it. And so it was between them two. But
I'm gonna cheat because there's another question on there I got to ask you. Is that if I'm coming out to an El Paso Americas game, where do I need to eat beforehand?
Where do you need to eat? So currently,
let's go through maybe the power rankings.
So I can just take you through my rotation.
This is why we're here. Like talking football with you is nice, fine, but this is let's get to the crux of the matter.
So when Matt came out to El Paso last time, we went to a place called Desert Oak Barbecue. It was my first time to ever go there. And they were featured in Texas Monthly as one of the best barbecue places in the state, which is huge because that's not ever been the thing for El Paso. So my first time eating it was with him, and it's since been in my rotation.
Got it.
There's a place that's probably my favorite taco joint called Tacos Don Cuco. If you want to spend $5 and go get full and have some really good street tacos, they're in my rotation about twice a week.
I'm into everything you just said.
And then obviously you got Chico's Tacos, and if you just that's your late night spot probably. After you leave a game, get everything closed out, you can stop there and get some rolled tacos.
He's Patrick Melton. He is the head coach of the El Paso Americas Trailblazers, and most importantly, our culinary guide through the world of El Paso. Coach, appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate y'all having me.